Joining us right now is Martin Mucci. He is chairman and CEO of HR and payroll solutions company Paychex. And Marty, I know you focus on mid-level and small businesses. Now, the overall number for the jobs report looked pretty decent, but my guess is smaller businesses in particular might be having a little bit more trouble with trying to find people to fill their job openings. Is that the case?
Yeah, it is, Becky. You know, small businesses always have a little bit tougher time because they don't have quite the flexibility of like remote work, more benefits, things like that. I think the big thing, you know, Steve went through most of the numbers. The big one was the participation rate overall from the BLS that went up. That was a great increase in the participation rate. And one of the interesting things when they broke it down was that the 60 to 64-year-olds also increased quite a bit on the participation rate. And, you know, that's the bunch that really started to retire when COVID hit. They kind of got out of the workforce. So to see them come back, I think they're coming back because of inflation. They're coming back because of higher starting wages. They're coming back for benefits. I think that's a real positive thing that's happening right now.
You know, one thing that surprised me was just the idea that small business employment growth actually slowed in the West. That's kind of a new phenomenon. What happened?
Well, there's a lot of there's growth in wages. There's also migration. You know, there's a lot of migration out of California right now. We're still seeing the best job growth for small businesses in the South, and that is Florida, that's Texas. You know, the strongest job growth is in Dallas, is in Houston, is over in Georgia or Florida. That's where the strongest real job growth is, and that's where the migration of people are leaving the Northeast. They're leaving the West, like California, and they're coming to places like that. That's where they're filling the big number of job postings in small businesses.
What is the best state overall? I would have thought it would have been Florida or Texas. That's not the case.
Yeah, Texas is the best overall, and North Carolina, and anything in that kind of southwest, that's where the migration is. So they're filling the jobs because everyone has a lot of postings. There's a lot of postings out there, but the jobs that are getting filled and really adding to the employment are the places like Texas and Dallas, Houston, those cities in Texas, and Florida, Georgia, North Carolina. That's where the migration is. So it's really driving. You know, a lot of people are filling the positions in those states. The other thing that's really interesting is, and I had mentioned this on Squawk Box earlier in the week, the number of people searching for second jobs or side hustle. Side hustles is Google said that search is up 42% over last year. People are taking second jobs. We're at the highest rate ever of people taking second jobs. So inflation is driving them back into the workforce for even a second job. Pretty interesting times.
With the jobs report this morning, we've talked a lot about the participation rate being higher and being at the, I guess, equal to the highest level we've seen post-pandemic. Does that match what you are hearing from small and mid-sized businesses?
It's not quite as good. I think a lot of that is in the mid or larger companies that they're seeing it. You know, we're still seeing leisure and hospitality down 1.2 million jobs from pre-pandemic. Where it's up is in transportation and warehousing. It's up in professional and business services. You know, that's where, so a little bit larger companies are getting more of these jobs filled. The smaller businesses are having a little bit harder time, but they're raising wages, you know, to get there. Now, one of the good news, I think, this morning was that the 5.2% wage increase, while it's high, has kind of leveled off, at least for this month. Right. And so that's good that it's not continuing to go up too much higher than that.
Is that the top concern you hear from small businesses, is how much they have to pay workers?
It really is, because there's not a lot of leeway there. They're already having issues with other inflation concerns, supply chain, and having to pay that high of a wage. What you're seeing, and you saw in the report today, just like in our report, the hours are down a little bit. They're cutting back on some of the hours. There's more part-time folks. The average part-time is over $20 an hour now. And so they're being careful because of the wages. They're being careful on the hiring.
Marty, thank you. Marty Mucci, I hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too, Becky.
Okay, thanks.